This meeting is being recorded.
सलाम अलैकुम। आज का बाइबल पठन लूका अध्याय 14। నీ సువార్త చెప్పశక్తిని నాథా యేసు క్రీస్తు రక్షక వందనం వనర్తుము ప్రభో వందనం వనర్తుము ప్రభో ప్రభో వందనంబు తండ్రి తనయ శుద్ధాత్ముడా వందనంబులందుకో ప్రభో వందనంబులందుకో ప్రభో ఇన్ని నాళ్ళు ధరను మమ్ము కాచియు కన్న తండ్రి మించి ఎప్పుడు బ్రోచియు ఎన్నలేని దీవెనలిడు నన్న యేసువా ఎన్ని రెట్లు స్తోత్రములివిగో వందనం వనర్తుము ప్రభో ప్రభో వందనం వనర్తుము ప్రభో ప్రభో వందనంబు తండ్రి తనయ శుద్ధాత్ముడా వందనంబులందుకో ప్రభో కోత కొరకు దాస జనమునా ఈతరి మాలోటు పాటలు తీర్చుమో కోత కొరకు దాస జనమునా ఈతరి మాలోటు పాటలు తీర్చుమో ఆతకంబులెల్ల బాపి భీతి బాపుమో ఖ్యాతి నందు నీతి సూర్యుడా ఖ్యాతి నందు నీతి సూర్యుడా వందనం వనర్తుము ప్రభో ప్రభో వందనం వనర్తుము ప్రభో ప్రభో వందనంబు తండ్రి తనయ శుద్ధాత్ముడా వందనంబులందుకో ప్రభో వందనంబులందుకో ప్రభో దేవమాదుకాలు సేతులెల్లను సేవకాళి తనువు దినముల నీయో నీ వసగు వెండి పసిడి జ్ఞానమంతయు నీ సేవాకై అంగీకరించుమా నీ సేవాకై అంగీకరించుమా వందనం వనర్తుము ప్రభో ప్రభో వందనం వనర్తుము ప్రభో ప్రభో వందనంబు తండ్రి తనయ శుద్ధాత్ముడా వందనంబులందుకో ప్రభో మా సభలను పెంచి పెద్ద నీ సువార్త చెప్ప శక్తినీయమో మా సభలను పెంచి పెద్ద చేయు నీ సువార్త చెప్ప శక్తినీయమో మోసపుచ్చునంధకారమంత త్రోయుము యేసు కృపన్ కుమ్మరించుము యేసు కృపన్ కుమ్మరించుము వందనం వనర్తుము ప్రభో ప్రభో వందనం వనర్తుము ప్రభో ప్రభో వందనంబు తండ్రి తనయ శుద్ధాత్ముడా వందనంబులందుకో ప్రభో వందనంబులందుకో ప్రభో. These messages are meant to motivate children, young minds, because they are gifted, because they are blessed, because they are highly talented. Very soon, all the school children are going to complete their exams. Some of them have already completed. CBSE board children have completed earlier. And in the church's Vacation Bible School has already started. In CSI House of Prayer, the Vacation Bible School started from 28th April and it will continue until 7th May 2025. And I request all the parents around the CSI House of Prayer Church and within the IITM campus to send their children to the Vacation Bible School in the House of Prayer Church compound so that the children will come to the knowledge of the life-giving words of God that will give them needed nourishment, guidance, strength, hope, confidence, and enrich their cognitive abilities. Reading is altogether a cognitive ability, and that particular art has been completely lost these days because of breakthrough in communications and technology related to communications and information. Likewise, by hearting, getting things by heart itself is a cognitive ability because scientists say that majority, or in other way, the maximum capacity of the brain that has been used by human beings is only 2%. The rest of 98% of brain's power, brain's capacity remains unused. Such is the caliber God has given, such is the talent God has given. What are we using our talent for? 98% is unused. 98% of brain's activity remains unused by almost all population. Those that use more than 2% are really exceptional. So we should train our children to be exceptionally active, to be diligent like ant. They should be diligent because diligence leads to prosperity. Diligence leads to success. They should never be idle. Because the vacations have already started, we should give good tasks for our children to do, like learning swimming, involving in sports, involving in games, involving in extra curricular activities, and collecting the books for the next course, and dedicating few hours of time for the next class. The class cannot start on the first day. It needs preparation. It needs thorough preparation. Before the teacher starts the class, the children need to be equipped with the curriculum, equipped with what they are going to learn. That's how I excelled in my master's. That's how I excelled in my graduation. That's how I stand atop compared to my contemporaries, compared to my peers. Moving forward, क्या सबके दिन उपचार उचित है? Is serving allowed on the day of Sabbath? Good on the day of Sabbath? This is a very valid question. Sabt means Sabbath. I'm blessed indeed to be in the Holy Land, the Promised Land. Holy Land means, it doesn't mean that all the people in the land of Israel are holy and so the land is holy. It means that the land is good in the sight of God. The land is chosen by the Creator God to be His inheritance. The eyes of God are on the land of Israel from year beginning to year ending, rather on Jerusalem. Jerusalem's peace is our peace. So we should always pray for peace in Jerusalem. When I was reading the news of the Jerusalem Post or the Israel Times, especially the massacre in the kibbutz, immediately my mind is foreseeing the tribulation for the entire world. Jerusalem's peace is our peace. If something happens to Jerusalem, means Israel, all the rest of the world will be in peril, in trouble. So we should ensure that there is a peace in Jerusalem. How can we ensure? Am I the first citizen of United States? Am I the head of the World Health Organization or United Nations Organization? Am I Mr. Netanyahu? Am I Mr. Putin? Am I Father Pope Francis? How can I ensure? We need not be any one of these great people, but we can be just a simple man of prayer with faith in Jesus Christ. There is a pastor who has said that those things that even great people in power cannot accomplish could be accomplished by a simple, ordinary person that trusts in Jesus Christ and prays fervently in his corner in a room. The fervent and effectual prayer of a righteous person availeth much. We need not be Mr. Trump, we need not be Mr. Netanyahu, we need not be Mr. Putin to pray for the peace of Jerusalem and to ensure peace in Jerusalem. Even a simple man of prayer can do better than Mr. Netanyahu. And you can take this word with assurance. Because prayer has been tested and found that prayer changes things, and with those that believe in God and pray, all things are possible. There are many, many testimonies that how prayer has changed at the time. Only in the course of history, 2 times the time has been altered or stopped. In the life of Joshua, the time came to stand still. In the life of the king Hizkiah, the time went back. Time moving forward, we all know. But can we stop time? Can we make time go backward? Yes. The fervent and effectual prayer of a righteous person availeth much. Those that pray, they can make time stop. They can make sun stop, moon stop. That's what has happened in the life of Joshua. ఎరుకో గోడలు అడ్డు వచ్చిన ఎర్ర సముద్రము ఎదురైన ఎరుకో గోడలు అడ్డు వచ్చిన ఎర్ర సముద్రము ఎదురైన విశ్వాసమునకు కర్తయైన యేసయ్యా మనంద యుద్ధము యెహోవాదే యుద్ధము యెహోవాదే యుద్ధము యెహోవాదే యుద్ధము యెహోవాదే రాజులు మనకెవ్వరు లేరు సూరులు మనకెవ్వరు లేరు సైన్యములకు అధిపతి అయినా యెహోవా మన అండ యుద్ధమో యెహోవాదే యుద్ధమో యెహోవాదే యుద్ధమో యెహోవాదే యుద్ధమో యెహోవాదే వ్యాధులు మనలను పడద్రోసిన బాధలు మనలను కృంగదీసిన వ్యాధులు మనలను పడద్రోసిన బాధలు మనలను కృంగదీసిన అద్భుత దేవుడు మనకుండ భయమేలా మనకింక యుద్ధమో యెహోవాదే యుద్ధమో యెహోవాదే యుద్ధమో యెహోవాదే యుద్ధమో యెహోవాదే శోధకుడైన అపవాది గర్జించు సింహము వలె వచ్చిన శోధకుడైన అపవాది గర్జించు సింహము వలె వచ్చిన విశ్వాసమునకు కర్తయైన యేసయ్యా మన అండ విశ్వాసమునకు కర్తయైన యేసయ్యా మన అండ యుద్ధమో యెహోవాదే యుద్ధము యెహోవాదే, యుద్ధము యెహోవాదే, యుద్ధము యెహోవాదే. రాజులు మనకెవ్వరు లేరు, సోరులు మనకెవ్వరు లేరు, రాజులు మనకెవ్వరు లేరు, సోరులు మనకెవ్వరు లేరు. సైన్యములకు అధిపతి అయినా యెహోవా మన అండ, యుద్ధము యెహోవాదే, యుద్ధము యెహోవాదే. What a great song of revival. Such songs in revival meetings caused hope in many hopeless sick people suffering with dreadful diseases, gave new life for many that are in discouragement. In the book Pilgrim's Progress by John Bunyan writes a particular instance regarding the weaponry of Satan. The evangelist shows the weaponry of Satan to the Christian, and among all the weaponry that the Satan had or has, one of the weapons is very, very old. One of the weapons is very worn out, and it happens to be a metal mesh like net. We know net that is used to catch fish. In the armory of Satan, there is a very, very old mesh, much worn out, indicative of its extensive use. And the evangelist warned the Christian that, Christian, what do you see? Then the Christian said, I see a net like mesh which has been worn out. Probably it might have been used quite long. Then the evangelist says, yes, indeed you are correct. Indeed you are correct. And the weapon that you see is the giant discouragement. This is called the giant discouragement. This is the weapon that Satan uses on almost all of the human beings, no exception. Whether it is Christian or non-Christian, women or men, Greek or Jews, Satan has no distinction. It uses the weapon of great discouragement on all. Have you ever been the subject of discouragement? I have been. In the time of discouragement, in the time of hopelessness, my source of rescue is the whole body armor. And this particular weapon of discouragement has been widely used by Satan on all. So we should be very, very cautious of the weapons of Satan, and we should have the defense. We should have the defense to oppose the weapons of Satan. How can we defend ourselves? With the whole body armor. One of the constituents of the whole body armor is the sword. What is the sword? The sword is the word of God. That is why I say we should train our children in the knowledge of the word of God, the words of Jesus Christ, because it will serve as a sword to fight discouragement, to fight failure, to fight hopelessness, to fight uncertainty. Satan has many weapons: uncertainty, sickness, hopelessness, discouragement. How many people are committing suicide? Very recently I was so pathetic, I was so sorrowful to hear that one of the young brothers in the House of Prayer Adiyar Church has committed suicide. He is blessed with a beautiful daughter, not even 1 year, such as small child. Why at all that brother has to take the extreme step of committing suicide? This is discouragement. Satan prompts, your life is over. You have come to a dead end. Now nobody can rescue you. You have no hope. You have no job. You have no financial resources. How will you provide to your family? How will you sustain your family? You are broken. You are diagnosed with cancer. You cannot survive. commit suicide, die, put an end to your life. Discouragement, discouragement. Never heed to such satanic verses, to such satanic prompts. We should have defense. That is the word of God. The word of God always encourages. That's why I regularly take such classes of teaching the word of God. Meant for encouraging the sick, encouraging the brokenhearted, give hope to the hopeless, strengthen the weak, lift up the poor, so that they find a source of help in Jesus Christ. Because I myself have received so much rescue from Jesus Christ, so I must do what the best I possess, isn't it? Moving forward, क्या सप्ताह दिन उपचार उचित है? Is it good to serve on Sabbath day? Yes, it is. Luke chapter 14. लूक का अध्याय 14. एक बार सब्त के दिन प्रमुख फारसियों में से किसी के घर यीशु भोजन पर गया. उधर वे बड़ी निकटता से उस पर आंख रखे हुए थे. All eyes were on Jesus. वहां उसके सामने जलोदर से पीड़ित एक व्यक्ति था. Jalodar means it's a kind of sickness, nowadays we see so many people with the swollen faces, swollen hands, swollen legs, accumulation of water, because it could be because of thyroid malfunction, it could be malfunction of kidney, because we are made in a very beautiful way and each of the body parts is interconnected. If one part suffers, whole body suffers. If stomach is not well, that will not be contained within the stomach. Whole body will suffer fever. Accumulation of water and not proper recycling of water, what will happen? Leads to swelling of body parts. It could be swelling of waist, swelling of legs, swelling of hands. It could be caused by thyroid malfunction. It could be kidney malfunction. And there could be many reasons. That's why it is highly advisable to go and see physician at regular intervals of time if there are some symptoms. The great oncologist and gynecologist Dr. Shantama, V. Shantama from the Adyar Cancer Institute often used to say in most of the meetings for encouraging the people diagnosed with cancer, do not fear. Cancer is curable. There is no problem. Do not lose heart when you hear the bad news that you are diagnosed with cancer. Cancer is curable, but only thing is, it need to be diagnosed at the right time. In the initial stages, if the symptoms are not ignored and cancer is diagnosed in the early stage, cancer is curable and you need not fear. That is how Dr. V. Shantama, the great legendary oncologist and the gynecologist, strengthened many weak hands, strengthened many faint-hearted, strengthened many people battling with life-threatening sicknesses. Because we are in good health, we really do not know the heart and mind of people suffering with dreadful sicknesses. They cannot even rise from their bed. They cannot cook food for themselves. They cannot even bathe. We need to be very, very grateful to God if we are in good health. Health is wealth. That is why our elders say, health is wealth. Arogya mein mahabhagya. If we are hale and healthy, it's not our heredity, it's not our good deeds, it's not our righteousness, it's not our stability of job, it's not our wealth, it's not our own credentials. It's purely because of the grace of God. Going forward. वहां उसके सामने जलोदर से पीड़ित एक व्यक्ति था. यीशु ने यहूदी धर्मशास्त्रियों और फरीसियों से पूछा, सब्त के दिन किसी को निरोग करना उचित है या नहीं? Is it just to heal a sick person on the day of Shabbat? Because most of the religious leaders of that time used to preach that on Sabbath, even the healing work should not be done. Sabbath need to be observed very strictly because Shabbat was totally mistaken. Shabbat was totally mistaken by not all, by some religious leaders. Jesus Christ has not come to this world to strike the law, but to fulfill the law. So Jesus Christ is asking, is it justified to heal the sick person on the day of Shabbat? Because Jesus Christ clarified that Shabbat is for the man and man is not for Shabbat. We are not created for Shabbat. Shabbat is created solely for our good, for the good of human being, for the benefit of human being. God has created everything for the good of human being, in the interest of human beings, because God is Father. Some say, don't drink wine, grape juice. Some say, do not marry, marriage is forbidden. Asur, asur, asur. Marriage is asur. Drinking wine is asur. I'm not pointing out any particular sect. I'm not pointing out the Catholic faith. I'm not pointing the Muslim faith. But what God has created for the good of man, we should not forbid. Marriage is honorable in all. Thus says the word of the Lord. Marriage is honorable in all. We are not to oppose the institution of marriage. If someone is not marrying, it's the best. But altogether, we should not forbid marriage. If someone is not drinking wine, it's good for him. But we should not oppose or impose our law on what the other person has to eat, what the other person has to dress, what the other person has to do. It's strictly forbidden. We should not impose our interests on anybody, including marriage, including drinks, including food. What is good for you may be poison for other person. What is your interest in the food of others? What is your interest in the marriage of others? What is your interest in the personal life of others? Do not impose your law on others. सब्त के दिन किसी को निरोग करना उचित है या नहीं, किंतु वे चुप रहे. So यीशु ने उस आदमी को लेकर चंगा कर दिया. Jesus has the power to heal because Jesus is invisible image of invisible God. और फिर उसे कहीं भेज दिया. फिर उसने उनसे पूछा, यदि तुम में से किसी के पास अपना बेटा है या बैल है, वह कुएं में गिर जाता है, तो क्या सब्त के दिन और भी तुम उसे तत्काल बाहर नहीं निकालोगे? वे इस पर उससे तर्क नहीं कर सके. Such is the wisdom of Jesus Christ that nobody could oppose what Jesus has said, because this is the wisdom of God. बुद्धि विज्ञान सर्व संपद गुप्तमय प्रभुनंद अद्भुतमुग प्रभुवन्नियोनो सगी दिद्दुनु ना ब्रतुकंतटिनी శోధన బాధలు శ్రమలిల కల్గిన ఆదుకొనును నా ప్రభువనిసం వ్యాధులు లేములు మరణము కల్గిన నాథుడే నా నిరీక్షణ గున్ ప్రభునందానందింతును నిరతము ప్రార్థన విజ్ఞాపనములతో విభుడే తీర్చును ఇలనా చింతలు అభయముతోను తీంతు ప్రభున్. బ్యూటిఫుల్ హిమ్. యేసుని కొరకైన జీవించెద భాసురముగనే నను దినమో శోధన బాధలు శ్రమలిల కల్గిన నాథుడే నా నిరీక్షణ గున్. అలయక సలయక సాగిపో వెలయగునా ప్రభు మార్గములన్ కలిగెను నెమ్మది కలువరి గిరిలో విలువగు రక్తము చిందించిన ప్రభునందానందింతును నిరతము ప్రార్థన విజ్ఞాపనములతో విభుడే తీర్చును ఇలనా చింతలు అభయముతోను తీంతు ప్రభున్. बुद्धि विज्ञान सर्व संपदलु गुप्तमयुन्नवि प्रभुनंदु అద్భుతముగా ప్రభువాన్నియును సగిదిద్దును నా బ్రతుకంతటిని శోధన బాధలు శ్రమలిల కలిగినాదుకొనును నా ప్రభువనిసం వ్యాధులు లేములు మరణము కల్గిన నాథుడే నా నిరీక్షణ గున్ యౌవన జనమాయిదే సమయము యేసును చాటను రారండి పావన నామము పరిశుద్ధ నామము జీవపు మార్గము ప్రచురింపన్ అర్పించెను తన ప్రాణము నాకై రక్షించెను నా ప్రియ ప్రభువే అర్పింతును నా యావజ్జీవము రక్షకుడేసును సేవింప. Beautiful hymn. There are hundreds of such hymns in the book called Andhra Kraistava Kirtanal. It is downloadable. It is already uploaded in my personal website of Jesus Scientific Consultancy for Industrial and Academic Research, JSCIAR, jesusconsultancy.com. In the website, there are a variety of books, both related to science as well as religion. And several hymn books were also uploaded, including the Andhra Kraistava Kirtanalu. Of course, you cannot take a printout of the copy PDF version that has been uploaded because it's protected. It is print protected. I did not print protect because I will not follow any restrictions of my material to be distributed freely, but there will be copyright violations and others are there. So it is print restricted, but still you can view and read and learn hundreds of hymns that are present in Andhra Kraistava Kirtanalu book. And there are many hymn books as well from which you can learn by yourself. Our children need to be encouraged to learn new hymns, new songs. That is a good cognitive ability, and that gives them the idea of the history, how God has delivered his people from oppression, from injustice, from the invisible force, from many troubles, trials, and tough times. क्योंकि यीशु ने यहाँ देखा कि अतिथि जन अपने लिए बैठने को कोई सम्मानपूर्ण स्थान खोज रहे थे, सो उसने उन्हें एक दृष्टांत कथा सुनाई. दृष्टांत मीन्स not dusta, it's drista. Drista. Raki matra hai na, just with a small change in the spelling. You see, the meaning changes. Drustant means parable. An example. दृष्टांत कथा सुनाई. वह बोला जब तुम्हें कोई, if you observe the great legendary singers, whether it is Lata Mangeshkar ji or the great legendary singer Jesudas sir or Shri S.P. Balasubramanyam or Srimati P. Susila or Srimati Janaki, all these great legendary singers have one characteristic attribute. What is that? Yes, you are correct. Clarity. They utter each word very clearly so that the audience can understand what they sing. Whether it is P. Susila, Srimati P. Susila, or Srimati Janaki, or Srimati Lataji, or Srimati Vani Jairam. Such great legendary singers. We need not mention about the great Bharat Ratna MS Subbulakshmi Amma. Such a pitch, such a great voice. Such legendary gifted singers are there in India. We should be really thankful to God for blessing India with such a great legendary singers. What are we using with our vocal cords? What are we using with our voice? What are we using with our children's talents? We should be accountable for each of the talents. There is a great hymn writer by name Fanny Crosby. You will be surprised. Fanny Crosby, being blind, wrote 100, not 100, 100 into 100, 10,000. 100 into 100 means 10 power 4, isn't it? 10,000 hymns. You should understand Fanny Crosby is blind, not by birth. In her infancy, because of the medical negligence, Fanny Crosby lost her sight, but she never grew bitter. She never blamed anybody because of the loss of her sight. She loved Jesus Christ. She, with the help of Braille and other sources, learned by heart the first 5 books of the Bible, the law, the Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy. And what is the result of by hearting the first 5 books? Everybody, most of my friends are astonished, will be almost they are astonished at my memory power. Indra, Neel, how you remember all these things when I deliver a lecture? They will be astonished, even without a PowerPoint presentation, even without a paper in your hand. How do you remember all this content, including problems, steps? I attribute this memory power just to Jesus Christ, whom I worship. Prayer. Prayer. Prayer has been the source of divine power, including memory power. जब तुम्हें कोई विवाह भोज पर बुलाए तो वहां किसी आदरपूर्ण स्थान पर मत बैठो, क्योंकि हो सकता है वहां कोई तुमसे अधिक बड़ा व्यक्ति उसके द्वारा बुलाया गया हो। फिर तुम दोनों को बुलाने वाला तुम्हारे पास आकर तुमसे कहेगा, अपना यह स्थान इस व्यक्ति को दे दो, और फिर लज्जा के साथ तुम्हें सबसे नीचे स्थान ग्रहण करना पड़ेगा। जब तुम्हें बुलाया जाता है तो जाकर सबसे नीचे का स्थान ग्रहण करो, जिससे जब तुम्हें आमंत्रित करने वाला आएगा तो तुमसे कहेगा, हे मित्र, उठ ऊपर बैठ। फिर उन सब के सामने जो तेरे साथ वहां अतिथि होंगे, तेरा मान बढ़ेगा, क्योंकि हर कोई जो अपने आप को उठाएगा उसे there is something incorrect here, उठाएगा उसे नवा दिया जाएगा, और जो अपने आप को नवाएगा, humble, humility, what do we say in Hindi for humility? उसे ऊंचा किया जाएगा। He who humbles himself will be lifted up. That is why it is said, humble yourself under the mighty arms of the Lord, that you will be lifted up in due time. प्रतिफल। फिर जिसने उसे आमंत्रित किया था वह उससे बोला, जब कभी तू कोई दिन या रात का भोज दे तो अपने मित्रों, भाई बंधुओं, संबंधियों या धनी मानी पड़ोसियों को मत बुला, क्योंकि बदले में वे तुझे बुलाएंगे और इस प्रकार तुझे उसका फल मिल जाएगा। बल्कि जब तू कोई भोज दे तो दीन दुखियों, अपाहिजों, लंगड़ों और अंधों को बुला, फिर क्योंकि उनके पास तुझे वापस लौटाने को कुछ नहीं है, यह तेरे लिए आशीर्वाद बन जाएंगे। इसका प्रतिफल तुझे धर्मी लोगों के जी उठने पर दिया जाएगा। रिजरेक्शन ऑफ द राइटियस। बड़े भोज की दृष्टांत कथा। फिर उसने साथ भोजन कर रहे लोगों में से एक ने यह सुनकर यीशु से कहा, हर वह व्यक्ति धन्य है जो परमेश्वर के राज्य में भोजन करता है। तब यीशु ने उससे कहा, एक व्यक्ति किसी बड़े भोज की तैयारी कर रहा था। उसने बहुत से लोगों को न्योता दिया, इनविटेशन। फिर दावत के समय जिन्हें न्योता दिया गया था, दास को भेजकर यह कहलवाया, आओ क्योंकि आप भोजन तैयार है। द फूड इज रेडी, द बैंक्वेट इज रेडी, कम। वे सभी एक जैसे आनाकानी करने लगे, पहले ने उससे कहा, मैंने एक खेत मोल लिया है, मुझे जाकर उसे देखना है, कृपया मुझे क्षमा करें। फिर दूसरे ने कहा, मैंने 5 जोड़ी बैल मोल लिए हैं, मैं तो बस उन्हें परखने जा ही रहा हूँ, कृपया मुझे क्षमा करो। एक और भी बोला, मैंने पत्नी ब्याही है, इस कारण मैं नहीं आ सकता। जब वह सेवक लौटा तो उसने अपने स्वामी को ये बातें बता दी। इस पर